Good day, guys. How are you doing today? Today we continue our proper introduction to C programming language. So we start C programming language. You see some outline. We'll look at it. Why is C? And the first program we're also going to demonstrate some just few basic program about it. Then we see that C is a cornerstone of modern computing. So it's the modern languages of both C++ or the Javas or the Objective-Cs or for even C# series. So C is a modern language. It's very efficient, control portability. It is the ultimate choice for specific critical domains. So why C? We have some reason why we have C. For performance and efficiency, often described as high-level assembler, compiles directly to the native machine code that work directly on the machine hardware, with minimal abstraction of runtime overhead, unlike interpreter VM languages. It also allows optimized and fast execution of code. Also, for performance and efficiency, C performance and efficiency, so often described as high-level assembler, compiles directly to native machine code with minimal abstractions. So, for also high computing, for example, in game development and database kernel, also be used also in low-level system access as well. So, provide mechanism primarily pointers for direct memory manipulations and hardware interactions. This course is going to be based more on hardware, more on practical applications. We're going to have some few slides that talk about what we're going to demonstrate. Then we now have the practical application following it. So now we have also the low-level system abstraction. It can also be used in operating system kernels, embedded system. If you want to program any embedded devices like smartwatch or like any AC fans, using microcontrollers or using PIC microcontroller or Arduino. Can also, if you have the foundation of C, you're able to go. C and C++ are the main, either you use C or use C++ for those languages, are the good to go language for them. So it's also foundation for other languages, as I said earlier. You can also see that C performance and low-level capability make it ideal for building foundational softwares. Many modern programming languages have interpreted compiler written in C languages. Compilers and interpreters, we have C Python. Also, we have a code library like BLAST, LAPACK, and NumPy. So they are all written in C programming language. Can also see portability, it makes your code more portable. Portability, also mature and ecosystem cross platforms. You can see it's both used in Linux, Windows, and machine. You're going to see them. If you check our former videos, we'll talk about the installations, about C, how you can get it installed on your machine. Now, this lectures is for students that want to understand properly C programming language and how it works, and how you can use it to carry out some project and assignment, both in practical ways. So now, therefore, let's look why the mature ecosystem. You can see decades of using. It starts in 1972. You can see we have GC compiler, we have the CLang, we have the debugger GDB compiler. We also have C enduring rule. Why languages like Python, Java, Rust go offer advantages? Rapid development, memory safe concurrency. C retain its essential place. C the mother of all programming languages. More other programming languages. You're going to see more of its usage. The taste of the food is in the taste. So let's see. By the time we start running the program and we start solving some problems, you can see the origin of C, the origin from the K&R in 1970, development from what? From the Bell Laboratory. You can also see another part again, the standardization of C++. The standardization also took place in 1989, 1990 by the ANSI and ISO C89 and C90. So, and again, we still see another version, standardization, modern era and relevances. Here we have it here. I'm sorry for the blank pages from the latest code. For modern era, this sets are significant. You can see the period from 2000 to present. Version language remain core for operating system, Linux Spark. It's recent. We now also see People also write in Linux kernel, some of the kernel in Rust programming languages. So Rust also is also a functional based programming language. It's also a procedural programming languages. So also as C as well. Sorry. So we have the key domains. We have the C programming languages has been a cornerstone for software development, efficiency system programming, and also embedded system. We are developing database. C, we are developing high computing machines and talk directly to the hardware. C programming languages is well employed in this. Once you have the knowledge of C, other programming languages are good to go. Once you have knowledge of C. Also, in the embedded system, you can read this one because the slide is too much. I want to cover it. So I just want to print out some important points in those slides. I'm going to attach the slide to some of and there's some link below. So okay, now let's look at the setting up our environment. We set it up in our previous videos, so I won't be going through it again. But you can also check whether you have your CLang. Check this. I'm using Linux Fedora machine. So here I can check my GCC version. Here, the same thing on Windows. If you are using GCC version, the same thing also on Windows as well. Also G++. If you have not installed it, please check the former video. You should be able to see. You can see GCC G++ version. Some of you also can also install the CLang version. So once you have the GCC installed, so we are good to go. Then this Linux, we talk about this, and the IDE and the plugin I told you about them. This is all the syntaxes I'm having here. For example, I want to put out something like this. All these things I'm seeing, these are called IntelliSense. Like I said, the IntelliSense, the drop down showing here is because I import this. If I remove it now, I comment it out. So it's because I already run it there. So it's still keeping the cache. So, but if you want to be seeing those things in your VS Code, this is Visual Studio Code. You can see the logo here. Come to Market, search for C/C++. Is it here? You can see, you have 82 million installed. Just install this extension, then you are good, you are fine. Then you come back to your home here. So it will enable you to have all those IntelliSense and all this from your VS Code. Then that's the only thing you need. All that thing you need will be as we discussed also in the previous videos. So when I choose the editor, you can choose Eclipse. If you are using Mac system, the Xcode came with it, so you can get it set up. Even came with the installations. So even the Visual Studio as well. You can see what I just demonstrated here on Linux. So that Fedora, this you can see, you can use on Fedora. You can just install this command, run it, and you are good to go. You can also on Windows, you can also download the GCC and the MGWin and set them up. So install the C compiler on Xcode. You can do this on your Mac PC, or you use the build command to install it on your Mac system. Then let's demonstrate a simple hello world. Now let's come after you just create a file. But I want to show you something just step by step. I will just step by step. So you can just create a folder. This is something here. I have a file here called this. I can just create a file now. You can just come here, create a folder here. You can just click on file or come to here, open a folder. Then you open this folder here. I can open this folder. This is the folder 204 here. I open it. I click OK. Start clicking the OK. I can also create, let me just create a video called, a folder, directory called YouTube YTD send. I'm here now. So it's still inside this box. Then pull it out. So now, yes, I have it here now. So it's not under this one now. Then I can now create a file here. File and name it as what? Post. Maybe a post. Maybe a greeting. Maybe first program.c. Then this is our workspace. So these are our files, 5 parts. So we can just, okay, from the first point you're going to do, include the header files. The STD means standard input output is a library that came with the compiler. So enable us to output, print anything, get input. It came in with some functions and library that we don't need to rewrite again. Now, therefore, let's do it. Include. We use include to import them. What are the header file, custom files we created by ourselves? We're going to see that in the next videos, in future videos, or the other one that was in the library. We use include statement to import. In Java program, we use import statement. On that level, we also use import statement. We use import, even in that we use import statement. And you also use mod and use statement to import the crate. But here we just use include statement to import. Then we now use std standard input io.header files. Then this is the main point. Its main. Just agree with me. This its main. This is a function, default function. Every program starts from the main function. Whether you are using C, or using Python, you are using any programming languages, it has a main function. You may be asking me, but what of Python? Python has its own main as well. Init main. But by default, it uses C. If you don't call it, it will still work on. But you can also include it. So your program starts running from the main functions. Imagine you have int here. This is the return type here. The int here is the return type. So that means we need to return something of integer. But we don't need 0, so we need to return it. Then this is the body of my function program. They will start from the top process and compile the program for me. And so then let's display greeting. One slide, you see something of okay, just say okay, print hello world to the user. Then you can just write print. Print F means print format. This is F means format. You can use it to hold some placeholder. I will be telling you what placeholder is in the future. Hello world, for example. Yes. Now you want to compile it. You can easily use display button here to compile. But if you can see it's saying hello world, it's going to generate a file and compile it for me. It's going to run the GCC command, just as you have seen it here. You run the GCC command, first program, and these days. If you don't want to do that, that's what the code does. In case you are not seeing it on your phone, come to this place and something and search for CodeRun. CodeRun. This is it here. Just install. We have just install 3 million installed. So and come back. It's going to appear there. Then come back. So let me delete it here. Delete it. Because it's adding something for me. So by default, we should not include this one for me. You should place this one in front of this. So but it automatically add the new line for me, of which it should not be. So because I don't have it here. So now let me compile it manually. So come to my terminal here. So I'm in P2 main. I have to come out of this directory. So I have to change to this directory. See the dots. So then I'm in this directory now. Now let me come into CD YTD. CD means change of directory. Then I can now compile. Let me use G++ instead of GCC or better compilation. So we have G++ -o. -o means what? Output file. I want to make it what? An output file. Which name do you want to call it? You call it first program, right? You can call it anything. Let's just call it greetings, so that to distinguish what we are saying. Greeting, and the name of the program is now what? Can you see it's first program? You compile this, then you can see that inside the same directory, we have it here, greeting. So run the program, just see this, greetings, and we have it here. Can you see? It printed the hello world here, and place the next command that you enter and continue here. Why is this showing like this? Why not show like the other one, previous ones? Because at the end, we need to put new line. There's no new line here. Like Java, you see print line, you can see, or in Rust, you see print ln, you can see there, and with macro, but here, I can just put here, new line /n, back of /n, Then you use what reprints now. Then go for escape character, backwards. This is new line. Anywhere in all the programming languages, /n means what? To new line. Or the same thing in Java, C++ to new line. Now let's compile it again. It's not going to work. You still run it again same way. But we have to do what? We have to recompile it. So we compile. Just use your arrow button. Then you compile it back. And you see, we have the hello world. Now, just the same thing. We include this. This is the main. Just note this one by default for now. Note this int main and return 0 by default for now. So I will explain it later as we proceed in the video. Then we have your program said the program demonstrated the basic structure, headers, the main function, and the output file. So you can see print hello world to the console. The console is our terminal. If you are using Windows, it also uses what? It uses if you are using Windows, it's going to be command prompt, or you use PowerShell. So you can see you have to save it. Sorry, my program is already in autosave. So please, if I remove it from autosave now, come in, autosave is already checked out. So if I do like this, there's something white here. It's showing that I've not saved this program. Okay, now for example, let me comment this out now. And let me see, can you see it's showing that I've saved it. I press Ctrl S. So if you don't want to be pressing Ctrl S all the time, you can just come to the file here and press what? Autosave. Autosave will save the file, and then you now compile. Then you now compile it now. Compile and run again. I see I'm saying nothing. You only return 0. But I am commenting it back again on comments, and then you can see we are commenting again back again. It's already automatically saved now. You can also run it back. This will work. Then let's continue from here now. So we now run it, and the main function entry point. As I said, the main function serves as the entry point for a standalone executable program. This is the first function the operating system calls when you run it, as I explained the other time. You can also use it to pass some information to the flag. For example, this is the functional, no command line argument. By default, we don't pass anything in. Void means here nothing is being passed in. We also come to my, so if I come to my command line and put void here, just the same thing. That means this is my parameter list. So it's not good to do anything the same thing, because it's just empty parameter, nothing passed into it. So void means nothing, so it's not showing anything. But I now come here again and say that, okay, I want to pass something here. What are those things? It's going to, by default, it's going to include the name of my file, of the program I'm passing in. It's going to print them out. Then you can see the may require, sorry, something I cut off from here. Okay, the require main for the entry point. Void means what? Parameter list, right? This is parameter list here. I'm going to talk about it in future videos about main for custom function, other functions that we need to talk about. Means no argument are accepted. That means it's empty, no argument is accepted. Then, but in case you want to pass something inside it, so I'm going to what argument counts, then the number of the list of the arguments. You're also going to run this program and check it out. Let's check it out. Let's pass some things here. Let's try to pass some things into this, and let's print them out. This one will contain all the arrays of the item we pass to this list now. Let's change it. Let's change the from here void int, just give it argument C, then we also give it what? Int, then give it an array of it's an array, right? So now we want to, that means it's going to expect something from us. Even by default, we don't pass anything there, it's still going to work, right, for us. But if we pass something there, it's still going to work. Print those things that we pass out there. Now let's do something here. So it said should be car, not, I'm coming. Oh, sorry, that should be a car, not int. Oh, I use int. So car, not int. It's telling me I mistakenly passed int. It should be a character. So it's going to take more that it's not only integer. It's going to expect sequence of character for me. Any character can be string, can be numbers as well. So let's compile it again. And see we don't have error, then we still have something here. But now let's try to pass it gradually instead of coming to the for loop here. Let's just try to pass something here. And let's pass what we pass here. Let's firstly print out what we pass here. Let me remove this one or comment it. You can just comment it. Now we're not going to confuse. Comment means that you should not bother about that code. You'll just see it enables us for information, for pass information. Then print F. But it not depend on what we're going to pass in. And this is, are we expecting string? Are we expecting anything from it? Maybe for example, I want to pass in just pass in something. Let's just pass in a number. Let's just pass in a number. Let's just pass in a number. I see. This will just go count the number of items we pass into it. Understand? We'll pass in maybe only one items. Now let me print this now. Let me include /n for new line so that I'm going to have new line at the end of the day. Compile, run. Let's see. Only one argument is passed. That means okay, only one argument. Okay. Now, what is the name of that argument? That is seen. The file name here has the argument that is being passed here now. Let me print it out. Print F is going to print out the name. Place that percent means like a string. Take a string for me. So and agree. Let's use array. Array is form of index. Let's firstly print it out. I'm going to talk about array in future. I don't want to disturb much. Let's just understand basically. From index, array starts from 0, 1, 2. Assuming you have a set of elements in a set, a mathematical set. Then the index, the position of the first one will be 0. The position of the second one will be 1. The position of the third one will be 2. So just like that, the way it goes. So, for example, if we have some items of number here, or numbers here, okay. So this is what you just seen. This is 23 for. So this position will be 0, position 1, position 2, position 3. So -1, just n minus 1, form of n minus 1. Form of n minus 1. So just have it in form of n minus 1. Then if we now pass in, the first here is the file name. The name of the file is said that we're passing. It's going to print it out for us. Then we're going to add another one to us for us. So if we add another thing to it, it will make it number 2. By default, we already have one, which is the file name that the system compiler also passed to us. That is what we are saying. Now, if we compile it now, can you see? This is the name of the file, greeting. It's passing by default now. Now, let me now pass something to it. Let me pass something to it. We'll make it 2 now. Let me go pass it memo. Can you see? The item now in the array list has turned to 2. So let me now print the second element out there, which is what? Something. Let's make sure agree of index 1 is in index 1. Then we just now. Then I will compile it. So I will compile it here like this. Can you see? I'm seeing memo. Can you see? I'm seeing memo. I pass memo here as well, but let me pass in any other thing. For example, let me pass in maybe several items, but I want to print out the one at the maybe 4th index. But I will pass in like 5 elements. So, but I'm going to print out like maybe the 3rd index or 4th index. So we're going to see the explanation better. So then maybe for example, I'm printing out this one. Let me just print out the one in. Okay, let me even use this one as a sample here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will now pass in 3. Then the index, this index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So I will pass in index 2. So you should expect that. So index 2, print out index 2 for me. So it's going to be here an integer number. So this. Then it's going to be this memo now. Remember, okay, this one is string. Okay, our first index is 1. Okay, but let's just pass in number as we have said. That is 23 space, not 44, 55, 66. If I hit enter, I see it's now 23 for me. 23 is in index 2. Okay, sorry, argument 2. Yes, sorry, the first one will be going to be the name of the file. So let me put the one in index 3. This is index 0. So the first name will be here. Just name that this greeting will be the first one. Understand? Be the first one. 0, 1, 2, something like that. So we now print out the 3. I should have it now. What is it saying? I should have compiler. This is in I think O. Grid 2. Then we have first program. Let's see. Then we have grid 2. We have 23, 44, 55, 66. So we have gone beyond the index number 0. That is, let me just, we have gone beyond the index number. Let me point out second one. Maybe issue with my decimal number here. You should put out something for me here. Put the number for me here. For example, if let me just use string. Maybe issue with the placeholder. Let me point out string here. So let me point out the maybe have come, go, later, went, understand. Now this will be number 1, this 2, 3, 4. So we already have one which is later. So we enter now. Sorry. What is the command not found? So I don't include it here. Here, I should include it here. Come, go, later, went. This is after we compile. Sorry, I have to compile it back. I have to recompile. Then we have greetings, come, later, go, went. Can you see? Later is in what index now? This is 2, that is 1, that's 0, 1. Well, this is 0. Sorry, this is 0, 1, 2. This is index 2. Yeah. Can you see now? That's how it works. You can also use this example here to demonstrate it. Thank you. Please don't be annoyed the video is too long or a while, just to explain and to do other things. You can demonstrate it and have a fun with the other things. So I'm going to see a lot of things in this program here. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Please like, share, and subscribe.